Hi, I'm Jillian, the Spiritual Light Catalyst, and in this video, I'm going to share a little bit with you about what to expect after an energy healing session with me. That's either going to be in a group session or in a one-on-one or even in a family setting. So typically when we start to clear out some contracts, soul contracts, traumas, emotional imprinting, limiting beliefs, fear programming, we'll do shadow integration, karma clearing. Again, karma is just action, either has a positive return, a negative return, and just needs to complete itself. We're also going to be clearing some cords and ties, obstacles, weird obstacles that you might have in your life that are showing up, that are stopping you from whatever it is that you want to manifest or create in your life. So we're just going to start clearing out everything that really is just for the best version of you. We're also going to retrieve soul fragments, because in the time of trauma, and it could be small or it could be little, there's a part of us that sort of fractures off. And like I always liken us to, we're like Humpty Dumpty. We need to get those bits and pieces back of ourselves. One, for our authenticity, for our soul signature, but also it's part of what you came here to do. It contains part of your soul gifts, and it's how we need to heal and be whole again. So we need all those aspects of ourselves that are still stuck in other past lives. In a session, we will start to clear so many different blocks out. We'll start to clear out karma. Let's explain karma a little bit. Karma is, again, the action, positive return, negative return. You have your own soul karma and you have ancestral karma. So at the time that you are actually have your first breath as a soul, when you come out of the birthing canal, you have your first breath. All of your astrological chart and your imprinting and all of your karmic patterns and things and obstacles that come in from your ancestral lineage, both parents, father and mother, will come in at that time of birth. Prior to that, your soul already has all of its past life incarnations that will come in when the soul is starting to come down and find the mother on the earth plane. All of this karma gets imprinted in through the Earth Star Chakra, and that Earth Star Chakra is 6 to 12 inches beneath your feet. It has cording. It actually goes into all those past lives where there's unresolved traumas, karmas, emotional imprinting, everything that was imprinted at the time of the event. And in order for you to have complete healing and to have all that vital life force energy back, because in a cord, it's just an energetic cord. So if you can imagine something being leached off, or energy being leached off at that time, in order for us to bring back all of our life force and our vitality, we need to dissolve those cords. So just like some people are aware of cords in this lifetime with relationships, whether that be family members, friends, romantic relationships, coworkers, we have sometimes unhealthy energetic cords. We never cut any cords that are positive or remove anything that's positive, anything that is, we really ask for everything that is of divine love and love or above frequency to stay, and everything that's lower dense energies to be removed. So that could be guilt, shame, regret, sorrow, sadness, all of those things. We hold those different emotions in different areas of the body. And when we start clearing these things out, we're going to work through all energy layers of the body. We're going to clear the 12 main chakras that I spoke of in the first introductory video. We're going to clear all the axial lines. We're going to clear out all of the nodule structure. We have 144,000 nadis in the body, 70,000 on each side for the masculine aspect, which is the action, doing side, releasing side. And then we also have the left side of the body that has another 70,000. So just imagine a bunch of little circles that are actually interconnected with like back roads. And it's layered. Everything gets layered in the energy field. So all your traumas, emotional imprints from all of your soul's karmas, all of your past incarnations, all of your mother's stuff that comes in through the ancestral lineage, your father's, everything is like webbing. It's heavily layered. So everything can get really complex. But in an energy session, we're literally going to work through, in that hour long to maybe an hour and a half, depending on what you book, either group or individual, we're going to be working on so many things so quickly. But energy is first, right? So your body actually has to detox or cleanse or clear and purify all of those dense emotions out and blockages, because the blockages actually just show up as absent of light. And as we bring in more light for you, something that's the opposite. Say you have a fear, we're going to bring in safety. If you have undeserving, we're going to bring in deserving. We're going to bring in whatever you did not get, whatever you did not get and needed in that moment of trauma. And I always explain this in every energy session, but in the group sessions, we won't go over them so much. But most of our imprinting just in this lifetime comes in from the womb, when you're in the fetus state, all the way up to the age of 7. So the 7 main chakras are developing those first 7 years, and then we just continue to further develop them. But what happens is most of our limiting beliefs, all of our conditioning, what we're conditioned to believe, all our behaviors, obstacles, our characteristics, our mannerisms, all of that is imprinted for those first 7 years. And then we just keep repeating and repeating and repeating some of those patterns. Some are good, some are not so good. We want to clear out the not so good. We want to clear out and create less obstacles in your life. And as a soul, you actually came here to incarnate with your family to experience certain things. So some people have had more trauma in their life and others may not have experienced that, but you have other weird blocks and obstacles, maybe weird accidents that come up that also come in through the ancestral lineage. I've seen a lot of that, and I've experienced that with my own family, even seeing that with my own son. So we're going to clear all that out. We're going to go through all your lifetimes. Everywhere this same imprint had been showing up in previous lifetimes. Because again, if it's showing up in this one, it's unresolved from a past life and it's already coming in from the cording that came in when you first started developing. So we're going to clear all of that out. You may not hear that in a group setting 101. We do talk about some of the timelines that we call them timelines. Some of the timelines that we're clearing out and that you need to heal. It doesn't really matter. You don't need to know them. Just intuitively kind of feel into it in the group setting. The main thing is we need the healing. We need all the emotional imprinting. We need all the limiting beliefs. We need all the healing that we need from that, and all of the bits and pieces and fragments of ourself that was traumatized in that moment. So we go through in this little healing process. What I kind of explain is this: the first 24 hours, even during the session, a lot of your stuff is going to start coming up. You're going to have thoughts, ideas, emotions, people, all of a sudden, like you're thinking of someone in a situation, in a trauma. That's starting to process. The body's just processing. What we're really doing is we're starting to clear out, I call the monkey mind. The mind is just a computer. Everything that was given into it, processing all the data, all the programs, anything that's a limiting belief in a trauma, something that's not really of your true divine nature, we're going to start clearing those out. That's actually coming, that programming comes from the wounding. We actually can't see in the camera, but it's coming from the lower chakras. The lower chakras have and store most of our wounding. Okay, and we're going to work through the levels of the mind. So all of the wounding from all of our previous lifetimes, all the traumas, all the emotional imprinting, all the limiting beliefs, all the fear, gets imprinted into the unconscious programming of the mind. Okay, now the fears from this life, some of those traumas and all those emotional imprinting also get imprinted. But then we have some memory of that, because that memory in this life gets stored in the subconscious mind. That's where all of our memory, our data, our knowledge, everything from this incarnation, because when we come into this lifetime, all of our previous incarnations, all that memory is wiped. So some of those fears in the unconscious programming don't make sense. And when we go into the sleep state, which is also known as the astral realm, we're actually in the 4th chakra. And we sort of bounce back and forth in these 2 levels of our mind. This is all of our unconscious programming, all of our fears that are coming up. And sometimes you're getting chased in a dream. Some negative things will come up. You have some scary dreams. And that's because you're processing something from another timeline. We call them timelines, past life. The conscious mind is literally making decisions. Thoughts and decisions are coming in from layers of that subconscious from this life, all your memories, your stored data. And then also from this unconscious programming from this life and past life. So that's why a lot of times when people have fears, they don't make sense. They don't make sense. Like why you may be standing in front of a crowd and you all of a sudden are jumping out of your skin. It may not make sense, but maybe in a past life, you were actually put, and I've seen this with clients, but you were put into a line and maybe shot, murdered. So some of those things make sense, and when you put it into that context, right, of a situation that is life-threatening, but standing in front of a crowd is not life-threatening, but that fear is still there, being in the limelight, being in a line. So just think about how a lot of some of this doesn't have any memory or connection. But what we start to do, this is where it gets really, really fascinating, because the mind is programmed from the lower wounded aspect. We're going to start reprogramming the mind with the new programming and the unified field that we're bringing into structure in your heart. This is where we bring source in from. We're bringing in divine love. We're bringing in all the healing. We're also going to start working through all those past lives. And then we get to start reprogramming the mental programming, all those fears and all those unconscious things that are coming up in emotions. We get to program that from a different space of safety and love. There's really only two avenues, because it's love or above, happiness, joy. All of those frequencies are really higher frequencies. We're just clearing out everything that's less than love or above, that was maybe imprinted in the moment of trauma, or the experiences that you had. You might have had experiences that are not really, you don't even categorize as trauma, but they're creating obstacles. Again, those can fall in the categories of limiting beliefs. There's so many different limiting beliefs that actually come in from finances and love, and it's really, again, like I was explaining earlier, it's very much layered. So we're just going to work through all the levels and layers of the field. That auric field is the last kind of level that is kind of coming out of the chakras. We're going to clear everything out. It does take some time to process. So the first 24 hours, you're going to start having some ideas, but really the first 72 hours is where you're going to start processing a lot. So the first 1 to 3 days. Then you're going to notice a good majority is going to come the next week, and then you're still going to be processing for the next 2 weeks, which is why I set up group sessions to be, one, more affordable for everyone. If you can't afford to see me in a one-on-one session, they're only $44 versus $120 for an hour. And you're also going to get them where we're going to start working through in moon cycles. So let me explain a little about moon cycles, but you get to do these every 2 weeks, and you get to start working through all of your stuff. So once you're done kind of processing that, we're going to start processing some more things that are ready to come up, so we don't have to take years to go through this awakening journey. We can, and clearing out all of our blocks and obstacles, we can go through it faster. So we'll do them on the new moons and the full moons, and we're working through the moon cycles. And the reason why we're working through the moon cycles is that the aspect of the moon, when the moon goes through certain levels of your sun sign, your moon sign, your ascendant sign, you're actually processing things. You're processing a lot of data, and the moon going into your moon sign. So you do need to know your natal chart, where the moon was and at your time of birth. We start to process all of our deep, heavy karmic emotional imprinting, all the things that we took on from past lives. So there is a lot. You don't need to know any much more about that, but there is a lot that we're processing. And when the time comes up that you are, the moon goes into your moon sign, just be aware that you are going to start just be more aware that you're going to start seeing what's coming up to emotionally be purged, old patterns, things of that nature. So we'll start to work through them. Again, I can't in a group setting go through one-on-one what's happening, but we do that on an individual basis and with families as well. I work with families like anyone in the household that's under the age of 18 with certain family members. If you want to work through some issues that might be having in the family that are showing up throughout the family dynamic, through the kids, through pets, we can work on things that are coming up maybe in the household too. Those get a little bit different, so you can just reach out for those. But that's kind of what we're going to be processing. And your body, just like you were to detox, say maybe you drink too much alcohol and your body's having a detox, you are going to be detoxing these heavier, dense emotions. All I'm doing is opening up the floodgates, And your job really is just to notice what you notice, allow yourself to process, whether that is just becoming aware, nurturing yourself, taking some nice baths, maybe detoxing. The less that you put heavy toxins into your body in terms of food, the easier it is going to be on your body, especially right after an energy session, because your body's already going to be processing all this. What I call it is like new data, right? We're clearing out old data. I wish we could just reboot like a computer, but unfortunately the body would go into shock. So we have to slowly sort of detox this. I'm opening up the floodgates, and then the body starts to clear out all those blocks and obstacles and emotions that are in there. We do reset all levels of the physical body, any organs, tissues, and systems that need to be reset, that are communicating, creating hormones. It's just the body's just communicating via hormones. So we're going to start resetting certain energy structures that are behaving a certain way in that fear, fight, flight response. So a lot of times we'll get a lot of central nervous system resetting, heart chakra, the heart and cardiovascular system, the venous structures, endocrine system. We're going to be resetting a lot of loads and layers in the body that have been running old programs. So there's a lot happening. When we start doing energy activations, the energy activations I sort of liken it like this. We're getting new moving boxes. We're actually downloading you with your light. We're bringing in more of your light. We're bringing back soul fragments. We're giving new information. This is the new information that's going in as new software. It's kind of the correction of the glitchy software that's in a computer. Then it's sort of like, okay, before we can unpack those, we have to, in like moving, we have to get rid of some of the old boxes before we can unpack the new. So your body is going to be detoxing all these other old stagnant emotions, and then it actually has to start processing the new data. It's processing from a different, when I call it the superhighway, really, when we're processing from our heart, we're going to process a lot quicker, faster, with more love, more positivity. It is literally like we're rewiring your brain to now come into the unified field in the heart and the structure that we're creating, and we're really opening and expanding that heart chakra and bringing in all that divine love, because really the unified field only understands divine love. There's many different forms of love, but it only understands divine love, and we're going to just bring that in and restructure the heart and bring in more and more safety and love and peace and calmness. And we're always going to be opening up that vertical power column. The vertical power column runs out through your head, down through the middle of your body, down your spinal column, and out through your legs. So we're always going to be connecting you into the earth, always going to be connecting you to the stars. I also have the ability to, what we have when we first are born, it's called your astrological chart. We call it star mapping. And so at the time that you're born, when you take your first breath, there's an astrological snapshot of what you came here to do, all your karma, all of your things, and as a soul. And what we do when we're first born, we call it the descending aspect of the chart, the way that you're kind of going away from source, the descending, some of the things that you have to work through, some of the things you came here as a soul that you had to work through. We're always going to be clearing things out, and then we get to positively align you to the stars and the connections in a much more positive way. We call it the ascending aspect. So now you're going to have that positive alignment to all those star connections versus the negative influence after we get done with that. So there's a lot of different corrections, a lot of things that are happening. I know this is probably mind-blowing for a lot of people, but this is my specialty. This is what I do. This is much different than Reiki and other energy sessions that are out there. Reiki is like some other healing modalities that you might be familiar with. We use Reiki for many things as well, but it is more of a masculine form kind of energy. This is very much a divine feminine frequency that comes in, and we start to heal not just the divine feminine aspect of our body, which is the left side, magnetic female side, but also the masculine side. So we have a combination of this beautiful frequency of divine feminine, divine masculine coming in to help heal both sides of the body. Because eventually the body has to merge in the high heart in order to have your true connection with your soul, your spirit, with source, we're putting all the structure into place, but we're just clearing out all the blockages from you. Really what the goal is to embody that, embody your soul, embody what you came here to be, embody the highest alignment for you. What is the highest and best alignment for you? And all of that has structure. So we're putting all those energetic structures into place, and we're clearing out a lot of the blockages that are stopping that from happening, and clearing out the things that you came here to work through. So again, lots to process, drink lots of water. If you want to juice and fast, do that. I highly encourage it. Just like if you're going to get a massage, you're not going to go out and start partying afterwards, right? Or maybe you do, and it's probably not the best for your body, because your body's already detoxing all the toxins that just kind of got pushed out of your muscles. So as we're doing that, you can think of other healing modalities. I definitely love singing bowls. Highly recommend doing yoga, yin yoga. As we know, yoga can help us release emotions from the physical areas of the body. So cleansing, yoga, physical movement, dance, singing. Dance and singing helps to move the energy out of the body. And if you notice, certain songs might bring up certain emotions. It helps to clear out some of those blockages. So do whatever you feel called to do in addition. And you can also, this is a bonus about doing the group sessions. When you do the group sessions, you get a recording from the Zoom recording that I have, and you get to do that over and over and over again. Now, if you want to do that in a one-on-one, you're welcome to record a one-on-one when you're in here with me. It does take up a lot of space. I don't do any video recording on a one-on-one. We just do voice recording, but you're welcome to record that as well and use it over and over again. By using the transmissions, the group sessions, or the energy healing sessions over and over again during that next 2 window of time, is because I'm putting you into a calm state. I'm getting you out of the monkey mind that's processing, right? Because the monkey mind's just racing. We're getting you out of the old ways, of the old habits and the old ways that you have been trained to behave. And I get to bring you back into still point, and we're going to help you clear out more and more layers. So that's the bonus of doing the group sessions. The other bonus, they're only $44 right now. I will be offering a membership in the future, and there'll be obviously more discounts within the membership than if you were to go a la carte and do things that route. And we're also developing an app. So there's lots of things that are in the works that can help you clear out blocks, obstacles, and just be the best version of you, or go on your spiritual journey if you really want to take it down that route. But again, in the recordings, one of the recordings, you don't have to be present. I just need your name. You need to absolutely register at least a half an hour before the event, because I'm going over everybody's information before the event starts. So I'm already processing what you want and bringing in your spiritual healing teams before we start. You set your own intention, and just notice what you notice. So you can put those in the notes, but again, you don't have to be present, because the beauty of this is that you're going to get a recording at the end of those group sessions. So usually they'll go out by 5:30 to 6 o'clock after I edit. We right now are currently doing it at 2 p.m. Eastern. That will change and fluctuate based on my schedule. But again, don't have to be present. You just have to pre-register, and we're going to put your name into the healing pool. I create this beautiful circle of protection around you and the entire group for you to receive. So I hope that gives you all the information that you need. If not, please send us an email or give us a call at the shop, which is 727-399-7038, or you can send an email to info@organicreverence.com, or just hit the chat button on the website, and someone will get back to you as soon as possible. And I look forward to either our group sessions or one-on-one or a family session. I'm Jillian, the Spiritual Light Catalyst, and I'm wishing you the highest alignment of yourself. Namaste.